Imagine this, if you will. Our planet, Earth. It spins constantly, reliably, at just over 1,600 kilometers per hour at the equator. We don't even feel it, do we? It's like being on a very smooth aeroplane. But what if for one single solitary minute, just 60 seconds, that spin suddenly got much, much faster? Not a gentle increase, mind you. We're talking a sudden, violent, planet-wrenching acceleration, a cosmic jolt of unimaginable power. It's a wild thought, isn't it? But thinking about wild things is how we learn. Science. The moment it begins, everything changes. You, me, every person on Earth would experience an incredible force. We'd be flung sideways, hard. It wouldn't matter if you were sitting comfortably in your favorite armchair or standing on a mountaintop. The sheer centrifugal force, that outward push you feel on a merry-go-round, would be overwhelming. Animals too, from the tiniest ant to the most enormous blue whale, would be caught in this sudden, bewildering acceleration. It's pure physics, folks, in its most dramatic and terrifying form. Utter chaos, instantly. And it's not just people and animals. Think about everything that isn't nailed down, bolted down, or deeply rooted. Cars, buses, trains. They'd become projectiles, hurtling across the landscape at terrifying speeds. Trees would be uprooted as if they were mere weeds. The air itself, our atmosphere, would lag behind the accelerating surface, creating winds that would make the most ferocious hurricane seem like a summer breeze. Dust, soil, water, all whipped into a globe-encircling storm of debris. This is all down to inertia. Objects resist changes in their state of motion. The Earth speeds up, but everything on it wants to keep going at the old speed and in the old direction. So, in these initial moments, our world as we know it would simply cease to exist. Buildings designed to withstand gravity pulling downwards would groan under the impossible sideways strain, then shatter. The very ground beneath our feet would feel as if it's trying to escape from under us. This isn't a slow-motion disaster we can watch unfold. It's immediate, total, and utterly overwhelming. For that 1 minute, our familiar planet transforms into an alien world, a maelstrom of unimaginable forces and raw, unfiltered chaos. This is planetary science turned up to 11, a real demonstration of cosmic power. Consider our magnificent cities, our sturdy homes, the towering skyscrapers that pierce the clouds. They are marvels of engineering, built to last. But they are designed for a planet that spins at a steady rate. If the Earth suddenly spun much faster, the sideways forces would be catastrophic. Concrete and steel, materials we think of as incredibly strong, would twist, buckle, and disintegrate. Roads would rip apart. Bridges, those vital connections across rivers and valleys, would collapse into the churning waters below. Our entire infrastructure, the very backbone of modern civilization, would be annihilated in moments. All that human ingenuity undone by physics. The natural world wouldn't escape. Oh no. The landscapes we cherish, the mountains, valleys, and plains, would be violently reshaped. While entire mountains might not fly off into space, their surfaces certainly would. Imagine landslides on an unimaginable scale, entire cliff faces shearing off. Forests would be flattened as if by a giant's hand. Coastlines would be scoured away, beaches vanishing, new cliffs being carved by the incredible forces. The Earth's familiar and beautiful face would be contorted, scarred by this sudden, furious acceleration. This would be geology happening at lightning speed, a process that usually takes millions of years compressed into 60 seconds. And the oceans. Earth has a lot of water. Think about what happens when you spin a bucket of water. The water climbs the sides. Now scale that up to the size of our planet's oceans. They would surge. Colossal tsunamis, waves potentially hundreds if not thousands of meters high, would race across the globe, not just in one direction, but everywhere. They wouldn't merely crash onto coastlines, they would sweep deep inland, obliterating everything in their path. Entire islands could be submerged, perhaps permanently. The sheer volume of displaced water would be staggering, reshaping continents. Water is an incredibly powerful force, and this would be its ultimate devastating display. Our atmosphere, the very air we breathe, would be dragged along by the rapidly spinning surface, but not perfectly. This differential motion would create winds of unimaginable speed, far beyond any hurricane or tornado ever recorded. The friction alone would generate incredible heat. Global superstorms would erupt instantaneously, dwarfing anything our current meteorology could describe. Debris picked up by these winds, soil, rocks, remnants of buildings would act like a planetary sandblaster, scouring anything that somehow managed to remain standing. Breathing would be impossible in this turbulent, superheated maelstrom. Its weather science gone utterly, terrifyingly haywire. The sudden immense stress on the Earth's crust from such a radical change in its rotation speed would be astronomical. Our planet's surface is made of tectonic plates, enormous slabs of rock that float on the molten mantle beneath. These plates are always moving, but very slowly. This sudden jolt would cause them to grind against each other with unimaginable violence. This would trigger earthquakes simultaneously, all over the globe, of magnitudes far exceeding anything ever measured on the Richter scale. Volcanoes, too, could be shocked into eruption as magma chambers are compressed, or new fissures are torn open in the crust. The planet itself would be groaning, solid rock contorting under the strain. What about Earth's magnetic field? It's like an invisible shield, protecting us from harmful solar radiation and cosmic rays. This field is generated by the movement of molten iron in Earth's outer core, a process linked to the planet's rotation. A sudden drastic alteration in that spin, even for just 1 minute, could potentially disrupt this dynamo. The magnetic field might flicker, weaken, or become unstable, even if only temporarily. Any significant disruption to this protective bubble could have serious consequences for navigation systems, power grids, and, if prolonged, for life itself, by allowing more dangerous radiation to reach the surface. It's a complex, interconnected system, our Earth, and this would be a profound shock. Picture the world during that 60-second catastrophe. It would be a screaming, tearing, incomprehensible blur of destruction. The noise would be beyond deafening, the roar of winds exceeding the speed of sound, the crashing of mountains, the grinding of tectonic plates, the shrieking of a planet in torment. Visibility would be zero, just a chaotic, terrifying swirl of dust, water, and debris. And then, after that single eternal minute, the spin, hypothetically, returns to normal. But the world it leaves behind is anything but normal. The silence that follows might be just as terrifying as the preceding cacophony, revealing a shattered, broken planet. For any human beings or animals that miraculously survived this minute of utter hell, the ordeal would be far from over. They would emerge into a nightmarish landscape. The devastation would be total, absolute. Familiar landmarks gone, cities reduced to rubble, the sky dark with dust and ash. The psychological trauma of witnessing such an event, of losing everything and everyone, would be profound and enduring. How does one even begin to comprehend the obliteration of their world in a single minute? It would redefine human existence, and the challenge of simply staying alive in this new, hostile environment would be immense. Once the Earth's spin miraculously stabilized back to its normal rhythm, the immediate, violent chaos of that 1 minute would cease. However, the planet left behind would be unrecognizable, a shadow of its former self. Coastlines would be drastically redrawn by colossal tsunamis and the sheer force of the event. Cities, once vibrant centers of human activity, would be flattened wastelands. The atmosphere might be choked with dust and debris for months, perhaps even years, leading to significant global cooling, a nuclear winter-type scenario. The fundamental tasks of survival, finding clean water, uncontaminated food, and secure shelter, would become the overwhelming priority for any scattered survivors. It's a stark, sobering picture, a planet violently reset by physics. This terrifying thought experiment, as unsettling as it is to contemplate, serves a vital purpose. It dramatically highlights the incredible fragility of our existence and the delicate, intricate balance of the planetary systems that support life. Earth's rotation speed, its stable gravitational field, its protective atmosphere, its magnetic shield, all these complex factors work in perfect harmony to create the conditions necessary for life, as we know it, to flourish. We so often take this remarkable stability for granted, going about our daily lives without a second thought for the cosmic ballet that keeps us safe. But the laws of physics are unyielding, and our world is a precious, perhaps unique haven in the vastness of space. So what lessons can we draw from imagining such an unimaginable catastrophe? Humility, certainly. We are not the masters of the universe, nor even of our own planet. We are inhabitants, fortunate beneficiaries of its hospitality. a profound respect for the awesome power of nature and for the intricate systems that govern our world is essential. While we cannot prevent a hypothetical sudden change in Earth's spin, we can and must continue to learn about planetary science. We can foster a deeper understanding and appreciation of our environment, and we can strive to build more resilient, adaptable societies better prepared to face challenges, even those that seem to belong to the realm of science fiction. Knowledge is power. Yet, even when staring into the abyss of such hypothetical devastation, there is always a place for hope. Humanity, for all its flaws, possesses an extraordinary capacity for resilience, for ingenuity, and for compassion, especially when faced with overwhelming adversity. In the aftermath of a global catastrophe of this magnitude, the best of our shared human spirit could emerge. The imperative to work together, to share dwindling resources and knowledge, to support one another across old divides. These would be the keys not just to survival, but to eventually rebuilding. We must cherish our remarkable planet, strive to protect its delicate balance, and always remember that we are all passengers on this beautiful Earth together. The future is indeed unwritten. Let's use our science, our courage, and our compassion to make it a good one.